Hi, my name is Goldman, and I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. We've talked so much about what you need to do to accomplish a custody victory, what you need to do to have a successful divorce, what factors are used to calculate support or alimony, these kinds of things, and there is a presumption in all of these things. And the presumption is that you're going through the process and your lawyer is assisting you through this and you're trying to gain some understanding about it. But one of the things that we should really focus on, and it's sort of a question that people ask, and a lot of times they ask it with this phrase. They say, I know this may sound like a weird question, but, and then they'll ask. Here's the question that they often ask, which they are maybe a little uncomfortable with, although not too uncomfortable to not ask, right? They'll ask, how do I know I'm choosing the right divorce or custody lawyer? How can I choose the best one? And it's an interesting question because it's more of a question that you might, on the one hand, ask a friend of yours rather than ask the lawyer you're on the phone with. On the other hand, unless your friends handle divorce cases, how is he or she supposed to advise you on that? So who do you ask? Well, I will tell you this. The answer to the question lies in what the phrase best lawyer means. The state of Michigan gives lawyers a license to do this for a living. That means that we have a certain level of qualification. Best lawyer means different things depending on what your case is about and depending on what your goals and objectives are. If you want to figure out how to get the best lawyer, you really mean the best lawyer for you. The best lawyer for you means you've got to identify with the law firm representing you. What does that break down to? What that really means is you've got to figure out what your goals and objectives are. And then you've got to find a law firm or a lawyer, or both, that shares your vision. Shares your vision on how the case should go. So for example, if at the end of time you hope to settle your case with your ex and to have a working relationship so that the custody and parenting time will go smoothly for the next 15 years, then you want a lawyer that shares that vision. If you hire who you think is the best lawyer because they're going to tear your ex to shreds, and because they're torn to ribbons, you're going to win your case, well, guess what's going to happen? You won't have a salvageable post-divorce relationship with that ex at all. And that parenting time and custody and all that you had hoped would go smoothly, you cannot spend 2 years tearing someone down and hope that they're going to work with you for the next 15 years. That ain't going to happen. That's a classic situation where the vision of the lawyer was ultimately different than the vision of the client. So the best way for you to get the person that's best for you in your case, isolate what you want to accomplish, and then talk to your lawyer and ask them, this is what I want to accomplish. How are we going to do that? Don't ask, is it a good idea? Don't ask, is it something you can help me with? Tell them, this is what I want. Tell me how to do it. Now, they'll either say, oh, we'll do that by doing A, B, C, and D. Or they'll say, well, that can't be done. Or I'm not really sure that that's a good thing. I'm not sure you want to do that. And if so, guess what? The search continues. The search continues because you got to find somebody else. So you got to find somebody who shares your vision. A client, for example, came to us and said their ultimate goal is to work things out in a quiet, peaceful way and not have this horrible War of the Roses type divorce. And they said, how can we accomplish that? We told them very simple. We start this case. When we're ready to serve them, you sit them down. And you start the transparency immediately. You tell them, look, things aren't working out. We're going to wrap up our relationship and we're going to do it sort of legal-like. Next few days, somebody's going to come and give you papers. I've already started it. These are the papers that begin this case. These are the papers that tell the court that our relationship has diminished and we want to get a divorce. You're going to get them, review them. You'll have the option to either bring them to somebody to explain them to you, but I'm telling you it's coming. In other words, you start the process and the transparency immediately with a very benign discussion. And then they know what's coming. And then they don't think you're overly aggressive. And then they don't go and respond in overly aggressive manner. And you keep it controlling the narrative as you want. That's the way to do it. If you want to accomplish that, so you hire a lawyer who doesn't give you that advice, and so they serve the guy in an embarrassing way in front of his coworkers at the office, you're not going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So you see, it's very important to get an understanding and a game plan right off the bat. If you have any questions about your case, of course, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you out.